shorts' rising popularity, sizzle's distaste for the cast method. The $150 target and more are covered in today's video. We're starting with this. Short interest rose to 26.11% recently. The 100% utilization rate, 120 million shares short interest, and 197 million on loan are considered. Short sellers' share demand is rising, which coincides with AMC's upward trend. In addition, the silver and gold markets margin called all of these major banks and institutions, and their huge collaterals dropped. As pressure rises, they borrow as many shares as possible and short AMC. I want to talk about the fact that we're already seeing this increase. 126%. 398%. The data we're looking at isn't detailed. We've always discussed how many options there are to hide data. We discussed offshore shorts not being reported. We discussed self-reported short interest. So when we look at these numbers, understand that this is the minimum. The increase shows that these shorts need shares and are making more synthetics. However, the figure we are looking at is much larger. We can easily times 10, times 20, or more on the statistics we're looking at because they've sold and shorted the float so many times. Another important factor is that the borrow rate is displaying increased rate consistency, which will likely be considerably higher by January's short interest rate. We've always used short borrow rate data to determine if these guys are borrowing shares. We've seen it reach hundreds of percent before. Right now, it's obviously no comparison to before, but the fact that we are seeing it go up, and we know how they can lower the interest rate or borrow rate, because we talked about the tokenizations of AMC, and that's how they were able to lower the cost rate. Doesn't mean they aren't borrowing shares. Understanding AMC's situation is another important topic. We discussed institutional ownership. You should see the manipulation and repression by now. Previously, we discussed short interest. We'll discuss the dot later. We must remember that institutions like Vanguard, which owns over 50 million shares, are down nearly 46%. They lost a lot, especially because their average buy price is $1,025. Bear in mind that Vanguard is down 46%. This is a substantial AMC shareholding. As they're losing over 46% on AMC, they're not selling their shares to recoup or cut it off. They're buying more. Filings were discussed before. Vanguard has raised AMC holdings. Yes, people are losing money, but the fact that institutions are also losing money, yet buying shows AMC's conviction and promise. We're seeing articles about AMC dropping to zero. Vanguard keeps betting on AMC. That's the sign you want to see, showing AMC's prospective return on investment. Do they balance that loss via shorting or share lending? Who knows? Fintel doesn't mention Vanguard as a stock short holder. However, the list of funds shorting the stock has shrunk, which is strange given the recent short interest spike. We know Vanguard isn't shorting AMC, however they may lend shares. We've stated this before. They might lend shares because we've shown it's profitable, especially at rates in the hundreds of percent. Still doing it? We don't know, but we've discussed it as a possibility. I find it fascinating that the list of funds shorting a firm has shrunk, but short interest has risen so drastically. As before, we discussed this at the opening of the video. This is interesting because it shows that the short interest data we're looking at now is just made-up numbers. And the fact that there is no explanation for why it's gone up so much despite shorts leaving shows that shorts haven't left, but are just pretending to leave while giving us fake numbers and trying to lie to us. Short sellers who haven't manufactured hundreds of millions or billions of synthetic AMC shares can go. The ones shorted tens of thousands or a few million may be able to escape. But those who have been in this from the start, creating synthetic shares daily, weekly, or monthly, can't get out, but they can still falsify their report and hide the truth. That merely shows it from what we've discussed. Let's also discuss today's other distortions. With around 34.8 million volume in the dark pool, exchange is 86% off, 1.6 million affected markets. You can see how ludicrous this is. Seeing that 86% off exchange with over 34 million volume disappearing makes actual price action and discovery impossible in AMC, or in this case, almost 35 million volume, which goes back to what we talked about here, as they were afraid of this tiny part of AMC. Even going up the slightest tweer, seeing a 22.9% increase in, they had to bring it down. This is when we saw dark pool go into that 80-86% consecutively, and now we're seeing the price go down. Is there a coincidence? Yes, there is. It only shows manipulation. Yesterday, exchange was 74% off with 24.95 million volume hitting the dark pool. It just keeps going. They're hiding so much volume, it's crazy. Already hiding 25 million yesterday. Even after the market closed, they hid. They hid before the market closed about 34.8 million. We discussed this. Why they do this, and it shows that even a 10% or 20% move makes them worried. We claimed if AMC went back to 240, higher to $3, even 50%, they would stop taking enormous losses. 100%, 300%, 500% is modest compared to where AMC should be. But it's big compared to the losses these short sellers will face. We've mentioned that about what's happening. This is an old post, but yesterday we talked about how Citadel wants to sue the CAT system. And this is an example of why. Back in 2023, a consolidated audit reveal of August 21st for AMC showed 0 shares. It's available to loan for a week and 50 days on the threshold security list. And Wall Street summoned 52 million shares they didn't find. Short sellers abused this a few years ago because there was no method to capture them for market transparency. Thus, they could get away with it. This is an example. The CAT system should do that. Citadel wants the CAT system gone, but whether the SEC will completely execute it and aid retail is another matter. Technical analyses, as we've long said, affects AMC in many ways. Technical analysis is rarely perfect, but it is a solid indicator of emotion and psychological levels for AMC because we are seeing bullish setups. Technical analysis won't beat the countless manipulation. They've shown with 34.8 million hidden shares because this is what's needed to make it work. Technical analysis shows price, volume, and price actions. If we get that price or volume hidden, technical analysis won't work. However, it's still a reasonable gauge, and we're shooting for $150, which I've indicated should be the case even without a squeeze, since AMC's actual price discovery should be there. Another issue we're looking at is AMC's 150 million share sale cap, which is different now that the share short is higher. Sales of 100 million shares will likely be 150. This cost 150 million. Whoever got those shares sued fought hard to control VWAP. We've discussed the share offering and price. This shows that short sellers usually try to manipulate prices. Discuss this. They intend to minimize AMC's cash-raising capabilities expenses. So we know what's happening when we see this. Everything we've just mentioned with the short interest with the dot pool is for the sole purpose of not allowing AMC to raise money. But previously it was because they were already facing heavy losses with AMC going up 20%, or at least for one batch of shorts, which is a lot of work when you consider the billions of synthetics out there. Naturally, the 2029 note should be considered. AMC's free month of December 31st revenue was $1.28 billion, down from $1.3 billion last year. We noticed a poorer Q for this year than last. In the full year, we had $4.8 billion compared to $4.6 billion last year. You can see some give and take here. We'll also watch for the net loss, which has decreased. The cash and cash equivalent is $428.5 million, including Highcroft sales. Remember, they can exercise warrants, so they are still generating profits. And with silver prices rising, Highcroft pricing could rise even more, and AMC could make much more profit. It appears that folks are still doubling down on the silver short. However, Chinese silver spot nears $130 per ounce daily. The Chinese silver market is currently the leading signal, I believe. If the market there doesn't collapse, it doesn't matter what occurs here. Silver can drop below 112, but true demand will raise it even higher. We can see they're aiming to pull down the SLV. They're doing this because they fear the gamma squeeze. The situation frightens them. Thus, it supports my prediction that silver will rise. We discussed this rising to 149.41 Australian dollars premium is currently due. Yes, I think silver will rise. If they can keep Shanghai's pricing at $149, this premium must drop. This premium will fall as cartoon silver prices rise, not as Chinese silver prices fall. This is why I think it will rise further. A huge U.S. bank is selling. Shanghai trades 140. The pricing gap between U.S. naked short bankers selling in Asia has blown up and will finally hurt them. After not stealing the show from the Fed, the Bank of Japan activates its weekly YCC operations, printing 1.05 trillion Japanese yen to repurchase. JGBs, we also mentioned this as another important element that might collapse the market. Finally, if this drops, not that we want this, but if this goes down, so will expensive stocks. AMC will survive when hundreds of billions or trillions of dollars of collateral disappear. Always a financial advisor. Take us a gra. Conduct your own research.